I haven't asked for one thing for myself, and I'm the only Republican that has 0 committees. So you would think I would be the one in there asking for something, but I haven't done that. But I find out that it's my Freedom Caucus colleagues and my supposed friends that went and did that, and they asked nothing for me. Nothing. That's what I found out in there. I'm furious.
When you have Marjorie Taylor Greene pointing out that y'all are being ridiculous, you really, really must be being ridiculous. Because let's go over these vote counts, right? McCarthy has lost 6 times now. But every time it's like the exact same number. It's the same number of people, small number of people who are refusing to vote. So in the first vote, he got 203 votes. In the second, 203. In the third, 202. And in the fourth, fifth, and sixth vote, he got 201. So it's like the people who are holding out on the other side, it's like, what y'all doing? I mean, you know me, I'm no defender of the Republican Party, but it's like, what are you even getting at? What's going to be the difference between if Kevin McCarthy, the man who, let's be serious, is best for the job within the Republican Party in terms of who's rank and file, who has the most notoriety, who the public knows, and who the Republican voters will listen to, it's going to be someone like Kevin McCarthy. It's not going to be some weird person that, well, not that Kevin McCarthy isn't weird, but you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be some nobody that only 30 House Republicans are voting for. This is really crazy to watch.
I'm not going to support any lying to the American people. All I can do is come on your show and keep going out there and telling the truth of what is political reality, because we can't live in conservative fantasy land, although I share those same conservative fantasies with the group of 20.
But the Republican Party, they've been spiraling downwards in this direction for decades, since before I was born. Ronald Reagan, you know, we know what type of campaign he ran. We know he set the modern kind of tone of the Republican Party in terms of big government bad. Not that the Republican Party hasn't really always kind of stood for those things, but you know, just kind of the general premise of what the Republican Party is today was built on the bedrock of Ronald Reagan. And then when Newt Gingrich was Speaker of the House, I was alive around that time. I'm 30 years old. I was too young to pay attention, but I remember my dad going off at the TV when I was a little kid. And Newt Gingrich, you know, basically setting the tone and the culture in the Republican Party for just own the Democrats, own the libs. Well, when that's all your party does, then obviously, eventually you're going to get to a point where it's just completely incapable of doing anything whatsoever. Not that the Republican Party has ever been good at governing, because they're fundamentally against governing and against government, but 30 people won't get in line to vote for Kevin McCarthy, the man who, let's be serious, makes the most sense to be the Republican House Speaker.
Many more people have taken Kevin McCarthy's money to get elected, and then there's a few of them that don't want to support him as Speaker. So imagine that. This is not anything about the country. This is all about never Kevin. They just don't like Kevin McCarthy, and you cannot be successful in anything if you aren't able to walk in a room, make what you want, and get a deal done, and then walk away with the W and get to work and not worry about who you like and who you don't like.
But hey, I'm certainly not going to complain about it. It's quite interesting to watch. It's frustrating because, you know, I work in politics, and like, you know, and all of us who are political enthusiasts and involved in the process, we have to watch these things. So, you know, it can be a little frustrating because it's like, oh my God, but it's also quite entertaining, and it's going to give progressives a good edge to get better candidates in office, not just in 2024, but moving forward. Because like I said before, if this is the best the Republican Party can do, we have yet to see how big of a mess the presidential race is going to be, the primary on the Republican side. But if they can't do better than this, then Joe Biden's going to waltz into his second term, and then in 2028, progressives are going to have a great opportunity to get a president in office. So let's do what we can with what we got.